that could really swap things up in terms of winning or losing, of course, because the matchup drastically changes. I'm very excited to see either. Personally, I'd like to see Ganondorf a little bit more, just because I feel Pikachu's a little bit more consistent of a mainstay here at EGF, at least. So I always like to see people bring out characters that are a little less conventional.
Oh yeah, most definitely, most definitely. All right, let's take a look here.
I'm gonna use this small time. Sorry, I was a bit of a cough there, but I was just gonna use the small time to first of all give a huge shout out to Devin and our House of 3000 production that are here for EGF. They give us those great replays that you guys see. We get to watch things as forward and as back as we want because Devin is great at clipping those most important moments. And of course, a huge shout out to everybody for watching. Georgetown and Manhattan, you know, they're both coming out today, and things are rough all around the world right now, so it's great to see them here, still able to perform in that esports world. And while I'm looking to find more things to talk about, everybody check your postures, sit up, we're probably slouching, I just was, drink some water as well, so definitely keep those things in mind, and I hope you guys are going to get used to hearing that, because I am here all night long.
Speaking of hydrate, I have my classic 3 drinks here. We've got lemonade, water, tea, so you know I'm already prepared for this.
Absolutely prepared for every outcome, and I've got my non-sponsored carbonated beverage sitting to my left as well to keep me wide awake for this very exciting night. And yeah, okay, Lukewarm coming out on the Ganon. That's going to be an interesting thing to see. Like I said, Ganondorf or Pikachu can be brought to the table, and depending on how this matchup works for them, we may see them swapping to Pikachu afterward. Going to be swapping onto Town and City here as well, and Prob's going to be bringing out the Snake, a character that I personally love to see.
Yeah, Snake's a very coverage like heavy character. Like a lot of niche B reversal movement with the grenade, a lot of good coverage with like the Nikita. Sometimes even like down smash ledge trap does enough. Yeah, so I'm curious to know how the Ganondorf will kind of move around that. It seems like Lukewarm is going to be depending a lot on those burst options, like you saw right there with the Wizard's Foot. That said, those are an awkward interaction there.
Just unfortunate for Lukewarm. Fell into the exact spot they didn't want to be in and almost gets taken off stage. They were just able to survive, going to live to the platform. Something that you're seeing that you brought up already is that burst potential that Lukewarm's really trying to utilize. Waiting for Probs to maybe get a little bit too greedy, a little bit too close for comfort. And playing against Snake in particular is difficult because not only do you have to be watching your opponent, you've got to have an eye on the ground 100% of the time, an eye on all of these projectiles, just trying to find out where they could be because those bombs are pretty nasty. It looks like Lukewarm, unfortunately, is not going to make it back to stage. Probs sitting at 85% of their first stock, and it might be that Ganon kick that's able to find a little bit of damage, but not quite yet. The forward air, however, that's going to do it.
Yeah, that was a great trade. That's kind of like the benefit of Ganondorf in this specific matchup. Like the one thing that he does have is those really good trades versus the recovery. So a lot of the time, Snakes will do jump up B because they get the initial boost with the up B. But right there, it didn't quite have a jump, and Lukewarm took advantage of that. So well done, well done.
Yeah, definitely a good opportunity there for Lukewarm, able to tie things up for even for just a moment. Now only 20% in the deficit, going to be able to tie things up, pretty much do a T, taking a very small lead. Not going to look for the boots, however, which I did expect a little bit. Lukewarm going to try to return to stage and side B, not going to be able to make that happen. That was a lot of stock quality down the drain there.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, and typically Ganondorfs really like to take advantage of max rage because they get a lot of those niche little kills, but unfortunately Lukewarm not really having the opportunity to display that. That said, gets the tech chase. Ooh.
Yeah, definitely going to be good. There are a lot of damage coming out from Lukewarm. That burst potential all over again, trying to find that forward air just to take Probs out for one more stock. The grenade is going to hit, but hardly going to do any damage. And now Probs can definitely be able to take this stock. Just a couple of combos, a couple of projectile setups. Side being right into the rocket, that's definitely not going to help the throw off stage. And this rocket may end it, but no, the invincibility frames from grabbing ledge are going to make all the difference. Oh!
Ooh!
Forward tilt is sometimes all it takes to get somebody off stage. Oh, that's going to be a disaster a little bit for Lukewarm. I'm very exaggeratory today with my exclamations. I don't know what that's all about, but Lukewarm now 100% in Probs with the perfect shield into up smash, trying to find some very early value, and then going to send that mortar up. Going to go for that side B again. And there's a world where Lukewarm comes back from this. Ganondorf's a pretty heavy dude.
Yeah, for certain. And we're seeing a lot of these burst options come out with the Wizard's Foot, and it's helping a lot. Ooh, already at high percent.
Oh, the air dodge there, just barely going to keep Probs alive, and that's got to be it. The forward air bottom stage. That is Lukewarm with with one impressive comeback, if I do say so myself.
Well, that was very, very impressive. All right, let's take a look here. All right, forward air. Okay, the neutral air to set off, and then... Oh, it was the second hit of Nair.
I was gonna say misses the first. That was actually Nair, not forward air. So you can see it there just a little bit. I definitely missed that first hit not connecting, but you see the second one, plenty able to find its target.
Oh wow, that's interesting. So you can use the fair one, if I can recall correctly. It seems like you can use the fair one to break the recovery and the second Nair to kill. Or maybe it's the second Nair that breaks and kills. I'm not quite sure how it interacts. But regardless, that was a great game. Great coverage.
Yeah.
Great edge guarding.
Yeah, Probs playing it very well. I'm very curious if we're going to see a swap coming out from Lukewarm, because you did win with Ganondorf, but that was mighty close. That was just a couple of hits away from losing that stock. And playing Pikachu, not only do you get the advantage of swapping up your character, but now you know how Probs is going to play, you know, assuming that he comes out on that snake again. And if you're coming in on a completely different like moveset like Pikachu, that could definitely shake them up a little bit.
Yeah, for certain. Speaking of shaking up, we're going to see some bands come out, potentially. Take a look.
Yeah, I'm very excited to see what they go for. You know, this could make a huge difference for Snake, whether there's platforms or not. He really does have to change his play style and where he's placing those projectiles, those mines on stage, and throwing those grenades as a whole, because those platforms love to interrupt projectile-based combos, as I'm sure everybody watching knows. Oh, and perfect. This is what I love. Another shout-out, House 3000 Production. This is so solid, and it looks like we're going to Battlefield there, so definitely something to keep an eye on. They ban Lilat and Kalos, as well as Yoshi's Story. The outlier there for me is, I'm curious to who banned Kalos, because that doesn't really end in anybody's favor, at least in my opinion. I wouldn't be like, oh, that definitely goes to blank in this matchup.
Yeah, that's interesting. I didn't expect that ban. That said, I believe we're going to Battlefield here, so triplats. We'll start to see how Lukewarm navigates around these platforms. And as I say that, the Wizard's Foot.
Yeah, the Wizard's Foot able to come out and able to find a lot of damage, but Probs is just barely able to turn things around. Those invincibility frames, again, gonna let Lukewarm live just a little bit longer. Ooh. This is close. We're seeing Probs definitely change up playstyles here in terms of moving forward and really not relying on projectiles as much. It looks like it's going to work out a little bit in favor here. And of course, they're still using projectiles because what Snake player wouldn't, right? But Lukewarm now is going to lose that first stock early on. Probs sitting around 70%. Not the best, but definitely not the worst spot to be in. Oh!
Yeah. Ooh, down smash to set it off. All right, second hit in there. Ooh, good shield, but oh, another F tilt.
Nah, you're not getting invincibility frames off that one, but just barely able to recover. Goes for the spot dodge, but isn't going to find anything yet. And Probs just playing Snake the way Snake is meant to be played. You just side B till those heavies cannot recover. And there's a world where this is a 3-stock. That could be huge here for Manhattan.
Yeah, that is a very devastating disadvantage state for Ganondorf. Once you lose the jump, you really can't go anywhere. You kind of just have to take the hit. And even as a heavyweight, like, you do not want to keep taking in damage.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to be taking damage regardless, especially when you're off stage and you've got a recovery like Ganon's that isn't necessarily the best. I mean, it can get the job done from a certain distance, but not, you know, it's 6 times in a row when you're being thrown further and further back. This really could be a 3-stock. This could be it right here, and it's going to be. Probs, you know, loses that first round, goes that 1-to-1 stock, and then comes out and just 3 stocks Lukewarm into oblivion there.
Yeah, that was a really unfortunate game for Lukewarm there. I think what happened was after Lukewarm lost that first stock, I think they were kind of in shock. And so Probs kind of took advantage of that. And whenever Lukewarm was off stage, I felt like Probs was like, okay, all I need to do is Nikita. I don't have to go for offstage dare. I don't need to fair. All I need to do is throw out the Nikita, and there's almost nothing you can do except trade with it. And trades definitely worked in Probs' favor there.
Absolutely, and I think something that I noted early on, but I didn't really get to finish my thought because it was a 1-minute 3-stock, but it was just Probs playing a lot slower and a lot more patient. Wasn't just pushing into Lukewarm to find damage. Was utilizing the projectiles with purpose rather than spamming them the way that a lot of Snakes players do as well. And like you said, you know, sometimes it might feel a little bit cheesy, but if it's not broke, don't fix it, right? If you're Snake, you just side B when they fall off stage. Like that is essentially a given of playing Snake when it comes down to a lot of players. We saw that it worked out super well for Probs, in particular against heavyweights like Ganon, that, like you said, you lose that jump, that stock's pretty much over.
Dude, that was devastating. That was unfortunate.
Yeah, most definitely not a good look there for Lukewarm, but like I said, has a different character in the back pocket. I particularly don't think Pikachu is going to be great against Snake. You've got the speed, but the damage that so many of Snake's moves like loads on seemingly instantaneous could definitely not work out.
Yeah, and I believe going into the stage here, I believe we're going to FD, so no platforms, but new character.
Yeah, the Pikachu is going to come out, so that makes a lot more sense to me, at least. Not, like I said, not in terms of I think Pikachu's going to run away with the matchup, but it makes sense to swap after a 3-stock, you know? So Lukewarm does have Pikachu in the back pocket, and with no platforms to interrupt, Probs might really take this series away.
Yeah, so Pikachu obviously having the advantage of the Thunder Jolt, a very good neutral tool. With the stage with no platforms, obviously there's nowhere for you to really run. And so that's a great stage for Pikachu. Also, I think a lot of the auto-cancel back airs, auto-cancel fairs string very nicely on the stage. You don't really have a place to go or retreat to. So it's very difficult, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And Lukewarm putting in a lot of damage, relying a lot on that neutral B, which of course every Pikachu does. It's something that we see. It's great to analyze recovery options and block a lot of them in terms of approaching as well. It always covers up on that main approach and forces a little bit of transition from the opponent, but now it's not working out quite like they want it to. Able to get one from the sky, but now as that up smash is going to come through, it's not going to be able to find anything else as it hits the ground. Lukewarm definitely very conscious of where every single one of these projectiles is landing. Oh, I wanted to see the dumpster there, but we're not going to get it quite yet. There's going to be that side B there off stage, trying to find any more value on the Probs, up to 135.
Alright, he gets the grab. Let's see the percent here. Alright, doesn't quite get the Thunder. I think at this range, you should mainly go for off-stage shenanigans, like back throw and then get an aerial, or maybe even like Nair into a confirm. But speaking of Nair, Prob getting that, I believe, third or fourth hit of Nair and ending it.
Yeah, able to find Lukewarm's first stock, already racking 40%. It's going to be the dash attack. No, not even able to kill, excuse me. So Probs is going to have plenty of time to return. Going to miss that forward air and actually, almost has that stock stolen, but is going to be able to make it out just barely. Trying to find any kind of value because every single one of these hits is just extra credit for Probs at this point.
Alrighty, keeps up the pressure. Alright, good Thunder recovery to stall, but again, look at all this extra credit that you mentioned earlier. And now sitting at 66%. Air dodged
into it. That is a bit of a disaster. You're able to pick up that first stock, but now you're down by an entire stock. This is, I mean, Lukewarm's going to have to do seemingly the impossible. Goes for that flashy understage recovery there that only a few characters are able to do. Pikachu is one of them, and now Lukewarm might be able to turn this around, but Probs just taking a lead on stock once again, and even if they lose this one, they've got that third and final stock just in their back pocket.
Alrighty, we see an onslaught of forward airs. Oh, okay, good catch on the ledge.
Gonna be a bit of a trade there. Lukewarm not able to come off the back of it quite yet. It's gonna be that side B that ended Lukewarm so many times before, trying to find Morgan to air dot, or excuse me, down air, excuse me, wow, can't talk today, down air into the matchup there, and Probs now trying to just spam as many projectiles as possible. You really want to start racking up this damage. Pikachu's a light one to say the least, and definitely cannot take a lot of extra damage.
Yeah, and that's the unfortunate part about this matchup, I think. It's that Pikachu will rack up all the damage, and then if they don't get those like drag down air combos or kills, then Snake can dub the max rage like down throw up tilt combo, and you actually can't escape it at really high percent. It becomes true, so this can be very intimidating for Snake.
Yeah, it can definitely be intimidating because both these players are just a couple of hits away from really losing. I mean, first of all, Lukewarm is just a couple of hits away from losing the matchup, and then Probs, you know, if they fall down to that final stock, we saw Lukewarm make quite the comeback earlier. To be fair, was on Bowser, but was still made, and there's that dumpster I was looking for earlier. Able to find that second stock on Probs. Going to go for that understage recovery again. Looks like it's going to be a bit of a mix-up. Able to make it up. Going to use that neutral B, trying to find any kind of damage. 136 now. Full rage Pikachu trying to make anything happen. Living on the edge of a dream here.
Oh no!
That's so sad. That is so unfortunate. Lukewarm just fights so valiantly, but sometimes it really do just be like that.
And it lingered for a long time as well. That was unfortunate. Like, you saw a lot of high quick attack angles, and
right.
Oh man, take a look at that. I see
this a little bit slower. I didn't catch the up special coming out from Probs, but oh yeah, just poor timing. I guess great timing from Probs there, as they were able to secure that victory and put Manhattan even further in the lead. Now, Georgetown, they've got 1 point on board, so best case scenario, their next player gets 8 points, makes it 9-10. So we could see maybe a little bit come out from that, but we'd have to see a double 3 stock, which we've already seen one today, to be fair. So it's definitely on the table, definitely an opportunity. And now Georgetown, things are starting to look rather bleak. If Manhattan's able to take this one away, they will just take the victory here against Georgetown.